Throughout his presidency, one of Trump's signature issues has been cracking down on immigration. Whether it's building a wall, ending DACA, throwing out Jared's Shakira CDs, or renaming San Antonio Saint Tony. And now, Trump is spending his last weeks making it much harder for legal immigrants to become citizens.
Behind the scenes, beneath the surface, this administration is rushing to complete a series of tasks as the president's term winds down, cementing a number of immigration actions, like making the citizenship test harder for people who are trying to become American citizens.
Immigrants hoping to become U.S. citizens will have to answer more questions about American history and politics. Immigration Services says it's expanding the naturalization civics test, adding more questions and topics. Starting December 1st, applicants will have to answer 10 more oral questions, a total of 20. The civics test is one of the final steps to becoming a U.S. citizen.
Okay, hold on, guys. This isn't fair. How's Trump gonna create a citizenship test that even he himself couldn't pass? He may as well make immigrants do a pull-up. But if Trump is gonna expand the civics test, I think it's only fair to let applicants answer the questions the way he answers the questions. To become a citizen, you need to answer this question. What did the Stamp Act of 1765 institute? Yo, that's a good question, man, because nobody knows the Stamp Act better than me. So many stamps. Some say the greatest Stamp Act there ever was, really, if you think about it. But we're looking very strongly into it, and I'll have more to tell you in 2 weeks, essay. I guess you're in? What's worse is that it's going to be even harder to study for this test now that so many Confederate statues have been taken down. Oh, what have we done? There's no other way to study U.S. history. I do have one question, though. Are we sure that making the citizenship test harder was Trump's idea? Because I don't know. Maybe it was Melania's. I'm sorry, Donald. They say I have to go back to my country because I don't know enough to be U.S. citizen. I don't understand, Melania. You answered all the questions. They just added new questions, so much harder. Okay, bye now, bye-bye. And if you think Trump is being hard on immigrants, just wait until you see what he's trying to do to prisoners.
And federal execution policy also seeing some significant last-minute changes here. The Justice Department creating new regulations allowing for the use of more methods for federal executions, including firing squad and electrocution.
That's right, people. Trump is expanding the ways the federal government can execute someone. You know, there's old ones coming back, like the firing squad and the electric chair, and the new ones, like getting in the ring with Jake Paul. And look, I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I would prefer being executed by firing squad than a lethal injection. I mean, first of all, there's always the chance that I'll get saved by Zorro, and second, a firing squad requires a lot more people, so I'm creating jobs for the economy. Also, if you are gonna have executions, a firing squad is just a lot more badass. You know, you get to wear blindfold, you get that cigarette. Come on, guys, do your worst. Whereas with lethal injection, it's like, oh man, I gotta go to the doctor and then die? And by the way, one thing I've never understood about firing squads is, why do you need a whole squad? Like, how bad is their aim that they need 8 people to shoot at you? This is America. One person can kill 30 people in a minute with a gun. You don't need 8 people to kill one person. Now, what's really interesting is that Donald Trump isn't the only one who's trying to go big before he goes home. Many of his international allies know that when Joe Biden steps into the White House, they won't have as much leeway to do whatever they want, which is probably why Israel decided that now is as good a time as any to take their shots.
This morning, mysteries surrounding the assassination of Iran's top nuclear scientist. An Iranian official now saying Israel used electronic devices to kill Mohsen Fakhrizadeh remotely.
Reportedly been traveling with his wife in this bulletproof car, you see, when he heard gunfire and got out of the car to check out what happened. And that's when reports say that a machine gun apparently operated by remote control attached to a Nissan pickup truck gunned him down. That Nissan apparently then exploding in what Iranian media claims was a self-destruct function.
God damn! Remote control machine guns? Self-destruct buttons? We thought the new James Bond movie was delayed. It turns out that shit was playing out in real life. It almost feels like Israel is getting its assassination ideas from video games. Soon Iran scientists are gonna start getting killed by Kirby. They even had that Nissan self-destruct, which by the way is a terrible ad for Nissan. We need a car to use once, then blow up. So we'll take the Nissan. Although, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't know if I believe every part of the story right now. Because, like, I struggle to understand the concept of a nuclear scientist getting out of a bulletproof car to check out where the bullets were coming from. Why would he do that? He's a nuclear scientist, not like some guy who eats paint for a living. Also, I think there's a broader takeaway for us to learn here, which is that you only want to be your country's second most important nuclear scientist. So remember, kids, study hard, but not too hard. Now, it turns out that this assassination may have been illegal, but it was also a very slick move diplomatically, because Israel knows that Joe Biden wants to bring Iran back into the world, but killing their top scientist is going to make that a lot harder, because now Iran is going to want revenge, right? And then Joe Biden's trying to make peace. He's going to come on like, oh, come on, guys, come on. Let's all just get along. Come on, Iran, what do you say? We deserve revenge, Joe Biden. Wouldn't you want revenge for whoever did that to your uncle? No, man, this was done by a dog. Yes, the man who did this to you is a dog. Yeah, he's my best friend. You are a very strange man. Now, even though the United Nations is begging every country to just pump the brakes, I don't think this kind of thing is going to stop with Israel. I think in the next 2 months, you're going to see all of Trump's friends trying to cram in as much as they can before he leaves office. Vladimir Putin might just invade all of Ukraine. Saudi Arabia could execute everyone else at the Washington Post. And Kim Jong-un, he's going to be the worst. He's going to take advantage of everyone being distracted and finally get those bangs that he's always wanted.